What's up, guys? Today we are doing a rookie watch video on Xavier Worthy, the 28th pick by the Super Bowl champion Chiefs out of Texas. And of course, this is a name that I think a lot of people were pretty aware of coming in the draft. Ton of variance on where we thought this dude could get drafted or where the draft community thought he could get drafted. At the end of the day, this is a toolsy speedster that, yeah, good receiver, but you definitely wondered from a point of attack and a play strength conversation how he would hold up in the NFL, and that's still a little bit of a question, I would say. I think that was the biggest question I had as, you know, when I was looking at him during the draft process, and that's definitely still a question for me. Look, this is a rookie watch video, so this is just a quick snapshot of what the player Xavier Worthy has done right now in the NFL and kind of what to expect moving forward. So let's get into the stats and give it a little bit of context here for you guys. 19 receptions for 235 yards on 37 targets, with another 47 yards on the ground on 7 rushing attempts and 2 touchdowns. Famously, his first touch in the NFL was a touchdown, and then he ended up getting another touchdown on kind of a broken play that went down the sidelines in week 1. I think, you know, if you're a football fan, you probably remember that as like the first game of the year. Oh my God, this dude just got 2 touchdowns. What's he going to end up being? And then what's he going to end up being? We'll see. Let's contextualize this in a fair way because he has had explosive plays. I do think it's fair to point out that, like, the Chiefs are one of the best end around, you know, rushing with your wide receiver type of guys, and you see a lot of different guys do that in the offense, and Xavier Worthy is a special kind of fast, so that was kind of, I feel like, always going to work. You could bake that into what to expect for him. The thing that I didn't expect him was for it to be so limited on the deeper stuff, and I don't really have a good reason why. He does get open. I do want to show a couple clips of him being open. You know, he's targeted here and there, and you got to think if he gets just a couple more opportunities down the field, the conversation around him is completely different because then you have Patrick Mahomes airing it out in a way that he really hasn't been doing much this year. And then you have a guy in Xavier Worthy that's going to immediately, the second he starts catching those deep passes, going to be compared to another really fast guy that we're number 10. And right here against the 49ers, you'll see him lining up in the slot. And the 49ers do what I don't think you should ever do against Xavier Worthy. You gave him a free release. No, don't do that. Your safety isn't fast enough. Sims it inside, overthrew him. He's open. I get it. That's not, obviously, a lot of things have to go right to complete things like that. I get it, but that was close, and you know that gets completed. You get a couple other big moments that probably could have gone his way, and we're having a completely different conversation about Xavier Worthy. And then this is the last clip that I want to show for you guys, just to show how, in my opinion, how not to guard Xavier Worthy. We got him at the top of the screen. Apologies for the poor quality there, but you'll see the corners giving him a lot of space underneath. And then what do you do with stuff like this, right? Like how do you play this? It's just a little underneath route. Like that's free yards. That's just free yards because he's never gonna. And again, he kind of it's a little zig route, right? But man, if he makes this guy miss, he's gone. And that's easier said than done. I get it, but like, why are you doing that, Raiders? Like, why are you doing that? And I get it, you're afraid of his speed, but like, to me, that's not how I would. Well, I would never be out there against him. It wouldn't matter how I played him, but that's not how I would coach my guys to play him if it were up to me. I just think that's kind of a little bit too easy. I don't think a lot of teams are going to do that, but it does also show, you know, the challenge that he's going to bring teams, or that he does bring teams, when you're trying to figure out how to guard him. And look, it's kind of interesting because Xavier Worthy is kind of all the things that Keon Coleman isn't. And the only reason I bring up Keon Coleman is because I did do a video on him that came out yesterday, by the way. But the reason I bring him up is obviously the Buffalo Bills had the 28th pick. They traded down with the Chiefs. Chiefs take Xavier Worthy. Bills trade down again and take Keon Coleman. Their MO was never going to be Keon Coleman, I don't think. Like, Chiefs historically have always been predicated on faster receivers, and obviously it made a lot of sense that the Chiefs would target an Xavier Worthy. It makes sense how he would work in this offense. The upside of him is still very, very elite. I do think it is still kind of a project. Like if Xavier Worthy becomes the guy, it's not going to be his rookie year. It's going to be year 2 or 3 where he really starts to be, okay, shit, like what do teams do? Once he figures out, some of the weaknesses of his game and makes them a strength, like the sky's the limit for this dude. Got an elite skill. Like that's the first step in being an elite player. Have elite skill. I say all that to say it's just interesting, the dichotomy, because right now we're seeing Keon Coleman kind of put it all together and be the guy that I think the Bills wanted him to be. And we have yet to see Xavier Worthy put it together, but we've seen flashes from the beginning, like from the first play that he touched the ball. We saw flashes of what I think the Chiefs want him to be. So it's just all about, will that development continue? Will he develop into a star? I think there's a lot of reasons to believe that he will. I'm super excited to see how this dude's career carries on over the next year or two. But hey, that's a rookie watch video. Quick snapshot of where he's at right now. Thank you so much for watching. If you are interested in supporting a small channel, I would definitely appreciate the like and subscribe of this video. So with that said, thank you so much for watching. Peace.